This man wants to run an entire country. But what's unfortunate, he can't even explain how an economy runs. Asked about economic models, he blamed, dodged, and talked politics. And to my understanding, politics is not about noise, it's about knowledge. You have to be sure of what you're saying, you have to beat the logic. Well, today, I want to deep dive into the details of what he said, how he said it, and what he should have said. Well, guys, buckle up, watch the video till the end. Let's do this.
So much fun, guys!
What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Foreigner. I am a foreigner from East Africa, Uganda, and I do vlogs about foreigners, vlogs about current affairs and everything. So now, guys, today, given that we are in an election season or the festive season, or what my friends usually call a silly season, we're going to talk about politics in Uganda. Actually, guys, we are in October 2025 and presidential campaigns are ongoing. And very soon, actually next year in January, about 12th or 10th of January, it will be general elections, presidential and member of parliament elections in Uganda. So, well, guys, talking about elections, we have a presidential candidate who was asked about economic models, and what he said is mind-blowing. Well, from a political point of view, it would carry some water, but to Ugandans who are waiting to see what a presidential candidate is going to respond, or who could really know a bit of what is an expected answer, we were embarrassed and shocked. But now it is what it is. I sometimes say it's very tricky for a politician to respond to so many questions or to certain questions, because they could not be aware of what the right answer is or what is the best answer, so they end up shooting themselves in the foot. So now, this gentleman, Honorable Robert Chagoyan Sentamu.
Let's find out if Bobby Wine himself agrees, because I asked him what his economic model for change in Uganda is and how he wants to turn things around for the country and for the people of Uganda.
The first thing is for Ugandans to re-own the country. We are not going to throw around economic models in a country where citizens are enslaved. We want citizens to re-get their freedom and economic freedom, and then we are going to move forward. We are under state capture. All institutions are captured. All the numbers and statistics are being manufactured by the regime to paint a rosy picture of a country that is enslaved. Yes, our healthcare system is sick itself. Yes, our education system is broken. You can go on and on and on and on. But all that is happening not because we are broke. No, we are not broke. We have money. Money is not doing what it's supposed to do because we are eaten by the cancer of corruption.
Now, what's funny is it's not his first time in a race. He was in the race some time back, or I think this is his second time, if not the third one, as he's running for presidency. But he was asked nearly the same question about 5-7 years ago. He was asked about fiscal policy, which is also a model of economics, but he never responded to it as we expected, or as a leader who is looking forward to a big office. Now today he made maybe 7 or 8 years later, he made the same mistake or even made it even worse, because he was asked about models of economics or economic models, and you could literally see that he has no idea of what he's talking about or what the question is about. So he opted for, attacking his opponents, beating around the bush pretty much. So now, guys, I want to give you the video to show you what he said, what the question was, and how he responded to it. And maybe I give you some light on what an economic model means, or what the types of economic models mean, or what they are, and how they help run or govern a country. Because now, guys, the country doesn't run only on security or health and stuff like that, but it majorly runs on the economy. If the economy is messed up, then the country is messed up. There's no country. I'll give you an example of countries like Zimbabwe that have been facing economic sanctions. You could literally tell the country has promising or good infrastructure. If you meet a Zimbabwean in any country you find out they speak good English and stuff. They are educated pretty much, but because the economy is down or was messed up by the Western influence, the country is unstable for a long time. So now, if the economy itself is not stable, then the country is not stable. So now, if you want to entrust your country or the country's biggest office with someone who doesn't understand or who cannot break down the economy of the country, then I don't think you are doing the right thing. Anyway, I'm not decampaigning the guy, but he did it himself. Listen to the video and then tell me what you think. Then I'm gonna return.
Let's find out if Bobi Wine himself agrees, because I asked him what his economic model for change in Uganda is, and how he wants to turn things around for the country and for the people of Uganda.
The first thing is for Ugandans to re-own the country, re-own the economy. We are not going to throw around economic models in a country where citizens are enslaved. We want citizens to re-get their freedom and economic freedom, and then we are going to move forward. We are under state capture. All institutions are captured. All the numbers and statistics are being manufactured by the regime to paint a rosy picture of a country that is enslaved. Yes, our healthcare system is sick itself. Yes, our education system is broken. You can go on and on and on and on. But all that is happening not because we are broke. No, we are not broke. We have money. It's happening because money is not doing what it's supposed to do, because we are eaten by the cancer of corruption.
Now, guys, even when I'm not an economist, I pretty much know, based on what he said, that answer was very good, but it was responding to another question, not this very question, because they was asking him what is his economic model. I told you there are four economic models, or types or examples of economic models. There's monetarist, there is trade, there is fiscal, and the other one, Keynesian economic model. Those four models, he didn't mention any of the four. Maybe he didn't even say capitalist or socialist or communist model. No, he just said corruption, what. Well, I understand, guys. You could say, you could blame the government for corruption, nepotism, each and everything. The government is guilty at all times. Be it the US government, be it the South African government, be it the UK government, the government is always having loopholes in its leadership. But if they ask you, how many liters of milk does a cow produce a day? Then you say, you see, based on how you feed your goat and the sheep and the rain, you see, sometimes you need to go to church. Then that means your answer is very good, but for a wrong question, but for a different question. Now, Bobi Wine's his answers, you could see the journalist was even smiling. I don't know if she was flirting with Bobi Wine or blushing, but I know for sure it has something to do with Bobby Wine's answer. I mean, we know. I think that's why politics is very easy. Is the easiest business to venture into, because someone can ask you how many eyes you have. Then you start. You see my legs, they are swollen. Sometimes it's because I put on stockings. Sometimes because I put on gumboots. Now, I don't know. I know Bobby Wine. I will tell you guys. I know my biggest audience is South African. I will tell you as a Ugandan living in Uganda right now, Bobby Wine is loved because firstly of his musical background. He has been giving us some good vibes. Not amapiano actually in this case. It's called Chidanda music. Sometimes music that touches our souls. The roads are poor, stuff, and we dance. You know, guys, Ugandans are party animals. We like to party. We party like nobody's business. So with his background, people love him. But when it comes to politics, man, I'm a school of thought that most African countries or African countries should be managed by military governments, because military governments, they have a background of patriotism, but also they can at some point put a resistance against neo-colonialism and those Western policies that have kept us poor and kept us under the leadership of puppets. Because pretty much if you see how Bobby Wine breaks down the economic models, you could tell that this guy is smart. Guys, I'm sorry, that's a banter, but anyhow, well, I know he's not an economist, he's a musician and stuff like that, but if you're yearning for that big office, I mean, you should keep yourself equipped with ideas or guidance about some issues. I mean, if you cannot break down economic models, then how about the military approach? So guys, economic models are pretty much not very, very complex. Well, they could be complex because you cannot see or touch them, but you feel them. You feel them based on your basics of life. So for example, I would want to say economic models pretty much mean like the GPS of the country's economy. For instance, these four economic models that I want to bring to your attention, that you already know or even know much better than I do. They are Keynesian model, trade model, fiscal model, and lastly monetarist model. So these four models of of economy, they help the government find the better economic direction of the country. So for instance, I'm sorry guys, I'm getting diverted because I'm doing something over here. But I'm saying these economic models, they help the government find the proper economic direction. So for instance, in COVID-19, the COVID pandemic scam that happened, the government was struggling, the people were struggling. So what the government did, it implemented the Keynesian model, which is meant to boost the economy. How do you boost the economy? You you support your people, you support the economy by releasing money into different government organization or into different government agencies to help people uplift their income or uplift their earning or boost their businesses, so that in the long run they will bring back taxes into the government and the economy will be back on its feet. So if a politician cannot break down that simple thing, I don't know who can, because me, I'm talking from my smaller perspective, how I could see things, and I'm not running for any political seat or position. Now the other one is trade model. Trade model is pretty much about, trade goods. It's exchange for goods and services. So when you're exchanging goods and services, this model deals with exchange of goods and services. So for instance, the country scrutinizes what they should export and what they should import, what they should export more and what they should export less or more of. For instance, Ugandans are coffee growers. So Uganda, the government, based on this model, can see what their priority is. If they want to export more of coffee and import less of fuel, or import more of fuel and export less of coffee. So that helps the country to manage the economy, all the basics of the country, the income and the expenditure of the country. Then the other one is monetarist model, which is based on the taxes and inflation. So the country can easily deal with the inflation. So for instance, if let's say Sarah is selling matoke or banana in the market, but there is a problem of inflation, the increase and decrease of prices of matoke in the market. So she gets frustrated. She's like, oh no, the government the government is not doing the right thing, because the prices of matoke, of banana, are always always increasing and decreasing. So you cannot know when and how you're going to benefit or get a profit from what you're selling, because now you can buy a banana at 10,000 Ugandan shillings. Then you go to the market, because of the of inflation, increase and decrease of prices, they don't buy it with your profit margin. So you end up losing in business, which doesn't make sense, because it's from the business that Sarah is doing that she's going to get some money and pay some taxes in that process, and also get some money to pay for school fees or to cater for her basic needs. So what the government does when it realizes that there's inflation or increase and decrease in prices of goods, so the government sets a limit of prices, or also increases the taxes to make sure that there is a balance in the price of goods. So in the long run, it's going to help Sarah and many more others to benefit from the government policy, which is monetarist model or monetarist policy. Then there's also the most recent one. Actually, there is this is not like it is a government policy that was named PDM, Parish Development Model. Well, Parish Development Model was an initiative by the government of Uganda that was giving out people, a group of people, in a grouping of 10 actually. About 10 people are giving about 10 million each. Given, I would say, 1 million. So in a group of 10 people, the youth get this money, invest it maybe in cattle breeding or cattle grazing or farming or crop growing or any business, so that it can improve their well-being. And in the long run, government is going to benefit, because whatever they do, if it's cattle grazing, government is going to benefit maybe from the beef taxes or from the milk taxes. Also, they're going to be using the roads and stuff like that. So that's pretty much very easy. Actually, Bobby Wine should have used this PDM itself to bash the government, to use it against the government, because it's a government policy. Much as it is helpful, but he can find loopholes, because a couple of people have not found that money, have not gotten the money. Well guys, I want to close this vlog up here, but I don't know if I've satisfactorily explained the economic models. Firstly, I'm not a politician. Secondly, I'm not an economist, but I felt like this guy has not exhausted the point. Actually, has not even tackled the issue, has not talked about any economic model. So I was trying to give you the picture of what he could have said. But now, based on what is happening, the parish development model established by the government of Uganda to help the youths get some money from the government parishes in a grouping of 10 people. Then they use that money to develop themselves, to establish projects. Then afterwards, after 1 year, they take back the money they've gotten from the government and then keep the projects and then benefit from that, earn a living from that. I mean, pretty much that is very good. But now, by the nature of the opposition in Africa, mostly in Africa, the opposition doesn't base on ideology, does not oppose the government or the incumbent governments based on ideologies, but rather on the mere fact that they are opposing. They don't have no ideas. They don't say that I disagree with you on this economic policy or on this foreign policy or on this issue that you have wrongly done, so I'm gonna improve it this way, therefore I oppose you. No, they oppose on individual basis. That's why you heard Mr. Bobby Wine say no, because of corruption. Even when you ask deeply about corruption, even if he was asked his policy on corruption, he will still deviate and say, you see, nepotism. You see, in Somalia, he's deploying in Congo, he's deploying in this country, he's doing this and this. You see the previous elections, he's gonna deviate again, because opposition in Africa is mainly not based on ideology or on national interest. It's based on individualism or individual opposition. That's why in Bobby Wine's submissions, most of the times he says Museveni this, Museveni that. But you could tell, guys, you could agree or disagree with me if you go to countries like Malawi, Zimbabwe. You remember when Robert Mugabe, may he so rest in peace, was still in power, people would say this guy has ruled for long. The problem is not ruling for long. The problem is, what has he failed to do? Ruling for long is one challenge, but what is the body of your argument? What has he really failed to do? Because he could have ruled for long, but when his country is under economic sanctions, he has failed to uplift the economy. He has failed to construct roads. He has failed to do such and such things. Maybe his economic policies were wrong. Maybe his foreign policies were wrong. But if you cannot mention a single policy, then how would you say you are a better option? Guys, what we struggle on as Africans is being convinced, or is convincing the opponent. I mean, usually I would like to say, I usually tell my friends that there's only two sides in this world. There is the satanic side and the godly side. There's the good side and the bad side. So which side do you belong? If my side is wrong, then make me understand that your side is right. Don't keep on pinpointing. You see your shoes, you see your color, you see. No, that doesn't make you better, because you didn't tell me why I should join you. If you want me to join you, tell me what good things you have and how practical they can be, but not based on lies. And anyway, guys, I leave the conversation in the comment sections. Please be as respectful as I've been, or even better, and comment, tell me what you think about the politics of Uganda. I mean, it's been a silent political season this time around, based on the previous elections and campaigns. This one is quite different. I don't know what has changed. Maybe I could break it down to you in the future based on how you react to this video, because now I've tried to do content in Uganda, basically about only Uganda or Ugandan politics, but I haven't received the desired response. Anyhow, guys, subscribe to the channel, like, share and comment, and tell me what you like about it. Maybe by God's grace, next year we'll be back on the road. I would like to go to Rwanda and see the cleanest city, how it became clean, or is it true it's the cleanest city? I want to go to Nairobi, Uhuru Park and stuff like that. I want to go to Marrakesh, I want to go to Ethiopia and all other places, but that's gonna be possible only if you guys subscribe to the channel, if you watch the videos to the end, and if you watch the ads as well. Anyhow, guys, peace and love. God bless you. Stay safe. Stay safe.